So as most 235 owners will know, this is your standard ice box sink situation. On my 1992, I've got the single burner and the little cubby down there, which is where we're thinking the compressor can go. May end up in here, may end up in here, but the cold plate is definitely going in there. So there it is in the box. So we have the box open. So let's just see what we've got in here, huh? It's like Christmas, right? Of course, I've already opened it, but you know. Packing slip, don't want to see that. More packing slip, don't want to see that. Here is the book, the instruction manual in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 languages, something like that. So it's probably in English for 4 pages. There we go. So then stuff. This looks like, yeah, here's the controller stuff. We'll put that over there behind me. Here we have the cold plate with the copper lines that we need to be very, very careful with so we don't kink those. So we'll dry fit that in a second. Put that over there. Some more wonderful cardboard. Here's some packing material, because you can't have too much packing material, just ask Amazon. So there's the compressor. There's our guy. So then, oi, that weighs a bit. So I'll pull that out of here and then take some pictures of it. So that's what you get. Okay, so there's the compressor. There's the mounting plate in the back here. Got one of those. Here's all the little lines, and then we've got our more copper connections that we need to be super careful with. Some electrical stuff over there and whatnot. So yeah, now I'm just going to make sure things are going to fit in the spots we want to put them. So as you can see, it's a little bit wide and doesn't quite fit, but thankfully what we can do, as I bang things around, is we're going to be able to bend it at about this point here. I'll have to measure, obviously. Stop. And we'll be able to bend it to fit inside the box, which is what is recommended by Isotherm. And now this space here is too small to get the compressor through, but we'll be putting it down here under the sink. We'll be attaching some wire to the aft bulkhead there, and along with the water supply hose, which is this guy here, which isn't even connected yet, we'll get him mounted out of the way as well. So as with every boat project, it never goes perfect. So in the back of the manual, there is a bending zone document with measurements. So now I have measured and oriented the plate, and inside those 2 lines is where we can bend it. And now I will make sure that when I get around to bending this, I can get it inside the fridge box, ice box, without any problems. So as you can see, these slide forward and the compressor unit comes off the mounting plate. So now we can mount it flat on the floor, or if you needed to, like I was hoping, you could mount it this way. And then you just set the compressor back on and pop it back in with the little slider guys. Okay, so as you can see, best place to do it is right here underneath the sink. It's out of the way of the wires for the battery I moved. You'll see that in a little bit when I hook up the electricity, and then the drain and the fresh water and all that stuff. So that's where the compressor is going to go. We're going to probably put a vent in or 2, one in the door and probably one in that bulkhead there somewhere. Okay, so it took a little finagling, but it didn't take too long. It took me about 2 minutes to get it in there and clipped in. So now it's let's drill some holes in the side of the ice box. Fun. So I used this nice round area, put the blanket on it, and as you can see, we have a very nice bend. And then what's even cooler is we have a fit that we can work with. We can bend that back a little bit for the mounting really good here. We can straighten out those coils and get them fed through the hole that we eventually drill in here, which is probably next. Fun stuff, eh? All right, we're plugging along. Well, I brought the 2-inch hole saw with, so we're right about above the corner there is where we're going to be drilling. Here's hoping. No going back now. Okay, as you can see, I've got the plate in. It's not mounted yet. I've got the lines run down below here through the big old hole, which we're going to plug up, of course. And then those connections will connect right to the compressor, which is our next task. Then after that is, well, electrical. So there we go. Those are connected now, the cooling lines. To the compressor, the evaporator is now attached to the compressor. Follow directions. It's really, really not that hard. So you might need something like this, you might not. This is something I've had for years. It's a little tool used to bend brake lines, which you also don't want kinks in. So if you need to do some bending and looping or anything like that with your line from the evaporator to the compressor, depending on what's going on inside your boat, you might want to look into getting something like this. I did not have to use it, thankfully. Okay, so as you can see, CP and T are connected from the thermostat. And then we've got the positive and negative for the 12 volt there. So it's better to do this, obviously, with it out. These are whatever gauge wire. I'm using 12 gauge wire because that's all I could find. It's fine. It's a very, very short run. These are 1/4 inch connectors. So you'll need to have some of those handy to put on there and make your own connections for this is the red, and then who knew, green is the negative for refrigeration in boats. So I'm going to be hooking all this back up, and then we'll put it back in its spot, and then we'll connect up these guys, and then yeah, we'll hopefully be able to ready to turn it on. Okay, so here's the panel. There's the temperature probe for the thermostat, and there's the hole down there. I just basically put the foam plug back in there, and then I'm going to fill that in later. Okay, so as you can see, the fan is spinning and the compressor is running. You can hear that. And so we're just going to wait and see how long it takes for the plate to get cold. So as you can see, we are successful. We have 41 degrees inside and 79 degrees outside. The compressor is not running, which is good. Yep. And yeah, so trust me, these bad daddies are nice and chilly. It's a good thing. So calling this a success. Just got last thing to do is put in the vent covers, and then we'll be good to go.